Hello everyone, Kier here, and welcome to the InfiNOT podcast. I'm focused on the casual nature of the game, and each week I discuss the new patch, the new card, and my feelings on the game. I am also a part of the Snap Judgments podcasting network, and today I'm going to talk about Snap Decisions, which is hosted by Joe, your Snap DJ. It's a really great listen. I think he speaks to the kind of person that I am, which is someone who loves comics, who's a big nerd, who's really into this game, and who's awesome, just a really great person. If you're into that, definitely check it out. It's a bit of a longer form podcast, but it's something that I listen to every week. Okay, now let's hop into it. So if my voice sounds different today, I am sick. I've been trying to rapidly recover for the podcast, but I'm doing okay. It's just, what can you do? Life hits you in the worst ways possible. So this week we have one new card to talk about, and it's Prodigy. And that's kinda it. The break that the Snap team is taking means that there's just not as much info to talk about. I am going to talk a little bit about the X-Men community event, since it's not something that's been very well communicated, and I'm going to talk about some of the cards in there. I'm also going to talk a little bit about the first actual Snap tournament hosted by Second Dinner, called the Golden Gauntlet, which is really, really awesome, and you might notice some familiar names in there. And yeah, if there's any extra time, I'll talk about maybe the video I released and stuff, but let's do it. Prodigy is a 3/4 that says, on reveal, if this is in the back row, copy the text of the card in front of it. Okay, so I feel like I'm in Crazy Town, because I saw this card's text, I saw the stat line, and I was like, oh, cool. It's like Mystique, but you can use it on anything. It's really, really cool. I think that this is going to be a great card. And then I watched some YouTube videos, I listened to some podcasts, and people were just dunking on this card. Maybe I'm out of the loop, or maybe the decks that I'm playing aren't as good as I think they are, but I think this card is awesome. It's conditional, but it has a base of 4 power, so it's not an all-in. You can play it on the last turn of the game, like something like Sage, right? And you can build your deck to take use of it. Like, you can put in Jeff or Sam Wilson, or in my case, I've been using Nocturne, and it's really turned this card into something awesome. The first deck that I built with was a Darkhawk deck, and it was part Ronin too, so, like, on the last turn of the game, I could copy something like a Ronin or Darkhawk, or I could move Jeff or Nocturne in order to get effects like Master Mold or Rock Slide or something like that. And then, because it's a 3-cost, I can play Mystique on the last turn after one of my big 5-cost cards. It worked, and I think that it was pretty good. However, if you're looking at just the stats, right now, he's running barely over a 50% win rate, and the one-in-deck percentage is under the 50% mark on SnapFan, which I guess just might be a case where, like, the deck-building idea of this card is a lot stronger in my head as someone who likes to cook than it is in practice. Like, because this card isn't reaching the same stats as a Sage consistently, is it worth the effort to put in? As with a lot of cards, I think this card is going to improve over time, right? The fact that it can copy anything, it makes this card valuable. And I'm certainly going to continue to find ways to put it in my decks, not only because I'm a huge fan of the character. I grew up reading the Young Avengers. I'm sure if you've been listening to the podcast a while, you know I'm a big fan of that series. But also because this sort of card appeals to me in the same way that Jubilee and Iron Lad do. But this one is at such a cheap cost. It feels like it has so much potential. So yeah, that's sort of how I'm feeling about it. It should be said too, the decks that I'm seeing most with Prodigy are the things you kind of expect, like Surfer, because of the 3 cost, and Ongoing, because anytime you copy anything in an ongoing deck with Prodigy, it's going to be an ongoing card, right? So I think in those cases, those are probably the best general uses for Prodigy. It's sort of a replacement for Mystique in a weird way. But I think in general, this card is getting a lot more hate. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Hydra Bob. I was excited about Hydra Bob. I said, wow, what a cool card. I'm using Hydra Bob in all the decks that I like to play. But then, like, when I look at other public opinions, they're, like, trashing on the card and saying that it's awful. It's too much investment. So I don't know. Maybe I'll be proven to be right over time, or maybe this is the first big L that I've ever taken as somebody evaluating cards. But yeah, that's Prodigy in a nutshell. A bit of a long rant, but that's how I feel about it. Okay, moving right along to the Global Bounty. This is the new X-Men Global Bounty. We've had stuff like this before. I go back to like what was it called? The DJ Hero Spin event challenge where we all got that Storm variant. This one has quite a few rewards and a stretch goal, which is an actual stretch goal and not just like, hey, it's something cool at the end. This is legitimately a stretch goal. So they say, assemble your decks, gather your wits, and prepare for a global challenge from May 12th to the 26th. So we still have a couple of days left. The new X-Men Global Bounty invites players worldwide to join forces and use new X-Men themed cards. And the way that it works is you have to win with the cards listed in your deck in order to get points toward this global bounty. Unfortunately, there's not like a bounty tracker out. Like, I don't know how well we're doing. We're just going to have to find out. And there's a bunch of things that are confusing about this that I'll get into in a minute. But basically, that's the idea. Is you put these cards in your deck, you win, and then points get added. They clarify too, the more of these cards that you put into your deck, the more each win adds to the points, right? If you include just one card in this list in your deck, it's only going to count for 1 point when you win. But if you include all of them, you're going to get, more than 10 points every time you win. Is that a good idea? Probably not, but, just an option. And it should be said, if you have not contributed yet, you probably should, because if you get at least one win using one of these cards, you'll be included in the people who get to reap the benefits. So if the cards that I list out you're not using in any deck right now, just get a win with one of them, and then you'll be included in the pool of rewards. So here they are. Esme Cuckoo, Surge, Prodigy, Elixir, Rockslide, Pixie, X-23, White Queen, Wolfsbane, Wolverine, and Gambit. I really like that they've included some starter cards in here, some Series 3 cards, a little bit of everything, right? Because it makes sure that it's all inclusive. Even if you aren't getting the season pass, you're not getting new cards, and even if you're still in the middle of season 3, everyone can use the starter cards, right? So White Queen and Wolfsbane, you could throw into a deck, get a win, and now you're included in the event. So if you have not used those cards yet, please do not, remove yourself from the rewards that I'm about to talk about. Obviously, I'm having a ton of fun with this challenge because, all of these cards are exciting and cool to me. Elixir isn't out yet, but once he is, he will obviously be a part of this event. But yeah, I'm really happy that they're doing this again. It's sort of a passive way for us all to benefit from playing the game. Let's talk about the rewards, though. So there are 5 tiers and then a stretch goal. Tier 1 is 5 million wins, in which case we'll all get 500 credits. Tier 2 is 8 million wins. We'll all get a mystery border. Tier 3 is 10 million wins. We'll get a premium mystery variant. Tier 4 is 15 million wins. We'll get an exclusive Wolverine variant, which, as I'm looking at it, is really, really cool. You can see, Wolverine with his teeth bared, he has his claws out, his mask is ripping off. It's super awesome. Next up is Tier 5, in which case we will get the exclusive Gambit variant, which is very cool. Much like the Wolverine one, it's very sketchy. It's very nice. He's in a pose. He has a whole deck of cards in between his hands, circling around him. It's very, very good. And then the stretch goal is Tier 6, 40 million wins. Note, that is almost double the Tier 5 win count, in which case we will all receive a Collector Series 5 Snap Pack. You heard that right. We'll get a Snap Pack for free. So, they even mentioned here, last time you absolutely destroyed the Dark Avengers Global Bounty. This time we've included a 6th stretch goal that will challenge and test your resolve. These rewards are in no way guaranteed, so if you fall short, the rewards won't be given. So yeah, definitely a challenge among us. So I would encourage you, if you're not already taking part of this challenge, let's try to get to that stretch goal. Let's get everybody some free cards. I think that would be really, really awesome. And what do I think of this whole thing? It's pretty awesome. I like the idea. The only thing that I don't like is that there's no progress bar anywhere. It's not being like listed on a sub website or anything. And I also don't like how little promotion there was of this. There's not, I could check, but I don't think there's a YouTube video about it. Yeah, no mention of it on their YouTube, and I don't think it was in the developer update. If it, this is weird to me. It seems like it's a really cool idea. The rewards are awesome. The inclusiveness is great, but like, where's the advertising? Where's the support for it? I don't know. But anywho, that is the whole event. I'm really excited to see where we get. I'm hoping that we at least get to the mystery variant. I think, judging by previous events, there's enough people playing this game all the time that we should get a pretty decent amount of progress as long as, you know, they're interested in the new cards. The only thing that I'm worried about is like, the only ubiquitous card here, I would say, is probably Wolverine. Like, that's a card that you'll see in a lot of Destroy decks, and Destroy is very popular, but a lot of these other cards are, you know, somewhat synergy dependent. So I don't know. Maybe that alone might reduce our chances, because a lot of the other events were sort of more open-ended. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Last thing to talk about is the Golden Gauntlet official Snap tournament. The event is going to happen on May 24th. That's Saturday at 9 a.m. EST. 9 a.m. EST, I should clarify. There will be a total of 85 content creators and 175 community players in the event. And player registration is closed by this point. But it's really exciting to see that this is something that anyone could try to apply to. Oh, actually, now that I'm reading, on their Discord, they increased the number of people that were participating. The same application date did close already, but it's going from 85 content creators to 100 and 300 community members. So that's really cool. I didn't even realize that. It's a good thing that I checked. Again, it's these kind of things that don't make sense to me. Like I'm glad that I'm looking now at the Discord, because it seems like they're updating us on the community event wins as well. So I guess if you're not already part of the Discord, you should look. But yeah, this is the sort of thing I'm talking about. Like, why isn't there an in-game version of this? That would be really helpful. But anywho, yeah, new tournament coming out. Really, really awesome. I'm glad that it's officially supported by Second Dinner. This is something that we've been begging for. It might be too late to start a competitive scene for the whole game, but I do think it's really nice that they're willing to support their players and things. And as a last-minute update, it seems like as of yesterday, we reached 10 million wins on the Global Bounty. If we do the math on that, assuming that we're going at a good pace, it took us 6 days to reach the 10 million wins, right? So if we're going at the same trajectory, by the 24th of the event, we'll have 20 million, which is just short of the Gambit variant. And we'll have 2 more days to try to get there, which I think is doable. Now, the stretch goal of getting the Series 5 pack is not as much, but I think if more people were to try to get points in this event by putting multiple cards in their deck, that might actually increase the chances. So I don't know. Maybe if you're listening to this and you haven't participated at all, maybe throw a card or two in your deck to not only get the rewards but help out a bit on this bounty. And yeah, just to wrap things up, I do want to thank everybody for coming to the stream or watching the video I did on my random Conquest deck. It's something I'm going to try to do every week, at least once a week. And if there's one thing that you can remember, it's that I'm InfiNOT. Thanks for listening.